Picture this. It's the dead of night, you're fast asleep, and suddenly you find yourself in a bizarre landscape where nothing makes sense. Trees are growing upside down, fish are swimming through the air, and you're running from a giant talking banana. What the heck does it all mean? Well, my friends, that's where Oneiromancy comes in. For thousands of years, humans have been fascinated by the mysterious world of dreams. Ancient civilizations from the Egyptians to the Greeks believed that dreams were messages from the gods, glimpses into the future, or windows into our deepest desires and fears. And let me tell you, they took this stuff seriously. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a dream, right? But hold on to your hats, because the history of Oneiromancy is about to blow your mind. Let's kick things off with a little trip back in time to ancient Mesopotamia, around 3000 BCE. Picture this. You're a Sumerian priest, and you've just woken up from a wild dream about a talking goat telling you to build a giant ziggurat. What do? Well, you hightail it to the nearest dream interpreter, of course. These dream experts were held in high regard, often serving as advisors to kings and emperors. They'd analyze every little detail of your dream, from the color of the goat's fur to the exact words it spoke. And get this, they even had dream books. That's right, ancient dream dictionaries filled with symbolism and interpretations. Talk about taking your job seriously. But wait, it gets even crazier. Fast forward to ancient Egypt, where they took dream divination to a whole new level. Ever heard of dream incubation? No, it's not about hatching baby dreams. It's a practice where people would sleep in special temples, hoping to receive prophetic dreams from the gods. Imagine this. You're an ancient Egyptian with a burning question about your future. So, you trek out to the temple of Serapis, god of healing and dreams. You perform elaborate rituals, make offerings, and then hunker down for the night on a stone slab. Talk about uncomfortable. But hey, if it means getting a sneak peek at your destiny, who wouldn't put up with a stiff neck, right? Now, let's zip over to ancient Greece, where things get really wild. The Greeks had their own dream incubation practices, but they took it up a notch. Ever heard of the cult of Asclepius? These folks were serious about their dream healing. Picture this. You're suffering from a mysterious illness that no one can cure. In desperation, you make your way to the Asclepion, a healing temple dedicated to Asclepius, the god of medicine. You undergo purification rituals, make sacrifices, and then settle down to sleep in a special area called the Abaton. But here's where it gets freaky. During the night, Asclepius himself is said to appear in your dreams, either to heal you directly or to give you instructions for a cure. And get this, there are actual historical accounts of people claiming to be healed this way. Talk about the power of suggestion, huh? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's all ancient history. Surely we've moved past all that dream mumbo-jumbo, right? Well, hold on to your pillows, folks, because Oneiromancy is still alive and kicking in the modern world. Let's fast forward to the late 19th century, when a certain Austrian neurologist named Sigmund Freud burst onto the scene. This guy was obsessed with dreams, and he believed they were the royal road to the unconscious. In 1900, he published his groundbreaking work, The Interpretation of Dreams. And let me tell you, it caused quite a stir. Freud argued that dreams were wish fulfillment, often representing our deepest, darkest desires that we've repressed in our waking lives. And some of these interpretations were, well, let's just say they were pretty out there. Dreaming about your mom, Oedipus complex. Dreaming about falling, fear of failure. Dreaming about teeth falling out. Oh boy, don't even get me started on that one. But Freud wasn't the only game in town. His protege turned rival, Carl Jung, had his own ideas about dream interpretation. Jung believed that dreams were a window into the collective unconscious, a sort of shared psychic database of human experience. He introduced concepts like archetypes and the shadow self, adding a whole new layer of complexity to dream analysis. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's all well and good, But does any of this actually work? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive into some mind-bending research. In 2017, a study published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology looked at the relationship between dream content and waking life experiences. The researchers found that there was indeed a correlation between what people dreamed about and what was going on in their lives. But here's the kicker. The connection wasn't always obvious or literal. Dreams often used metaphors and symbols to represent waking life concerns. For example, dreaming about being chased might not mean you're actually in danger, but could represent feeling pressured or overwhelmed in your job or relationships. Dreaming about flying could symbolize a desire for freedom or escape from your current situation. And dreaming about that giant talking banana? Well, maybe you just need more potassium in your diet. I'm kidding, of course. Or am I? But wait, there's more. In 2021, researchers at the University of Helsinki made a breakthrough in dream research using artificial intelligence. They developed an AI model that could visualize people's dreams based on their brain activity during sleep. Can you believe it? We're literally on the cusp of being able to see other people's dreams. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Now I know what you're thinking. This is all fascinating, but how can I use Oneiromancy in my own life? Well, my curious dreamers, let me introduce you to the wild world of lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is when you become aware that you're dreaming while you're still asleep. And let me tell you, it's a total game changer. Imagine being able to control your dreams, to fly, to meet your favorite celebrities, or to confront your deepest fears in a safe environment. It's like having your own personal holodeck. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some people believe that lucid dreaming can be used for divination and problem-solving. Picture this. You're struggling with a tough decision at work. So you go to bed, induce a lucid dream, and create a scenario where you can explore different options and their consequences. It's like running a simulation in your own mind. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually remember my dreams? Well, fear not, my forgetful friends, because I've got some tips for you. First things first, keep a dream journal by your bed. As soon as you wake up, jot down everything you can remember, no matter how bizarre or fragmented. Trust me, the more you practice, the better you'll get at recall. Next, try setting an intention before you go to sleep. Tell yourself, I will remember my dreams tonight. It might sound silly, but our brains are pretty powerful, and sometimes all they need is a little nudge. And here's a pro tip. If you wake up in the middle of the night, don't move. Stay in the exact same position and try to recall your dream. Movement can disrupt your memory of the dream, so stay still and let those dream fragments float back to you. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about some of the craziest dream divination practices from around the world. Ever heard of dream telepathy? Yeah, that's a thing. Some people believe that it's possible to share dreams with others, or even receive messages from the deceased through dreams. In fact, there have been scientific studies on dream telepathy. In the 1960s, a researcher named Montague Ullman conducted experiments at the Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn. Participants were asked to try to send specific images to sleeping subjects. And guess what? They found some pretty intriguing results. While it wasn't conclusive proof of dream telepathy, it was enough to make you wonder. And let's not forget about precognitive dreams, dreams that supposedly predict the future. History is full of anecdotes about people who claim to have dreamed about events before they happened. One famous example is Abraham Lincoln, who allegedly dreamed about his own assassination just days before it occurred. Spooky, right? But here's where it gets really wild. Some cultures believe in shared dreaming or group dreaming. The Australian Aboriginal people have a concept called the dreaming, or dream time, which is a complex belief system involving creation myths, spiritual beliefs, and a shared dream world. Imagine tapping into a collective dream space. It's like the ultimate social network. Now I know we've covered a lot of ground here, but let's take a moment to reflect on the darker side of Oneiromancy. Throughout history, dreams have been both revered and feared. In many cultures, certain types of dreams were seen as omens of doom or divine punishment. Picture this. You're living in medieval Europe, and you have a vivid dream about a black dog with glowing red eyes. You wake up in a cold sweat, convinced that death is coming for you or your loved ones. In those times, such a dream could send entire communities into a panic. And let's not forget about the infamous witch trials. During these dark times, dreams were sometimes used as evidence of witchcraft or demonic possession. Imagine being accused of consorting with the devil just because you had a weird dream about flying on a broomstick. But it's not all doom and gloom. In many Native American cultures, dreams are seen as sacred messages from the spirit world. Vision quests often involve seeking prophetic dreams through fasting, isolation, and sometimes the use of psychoactive plants. It's like extreme dream divination. Now, as we wrap up this wild ride through the world of Oneiromancy, let's take a moment to consider the bigger picture. Why are we so fascinated by dreams? Why have humans throughout history sought to find meaning in these nightly visions? Perhaps it's because dreams represent the ultimate mystery, the unexplored terrain of our own minds. In our dreams, we confront our deepest fears, indulge our wildest fantasies, and sometimes glimpse truths about ourselves that we're not ready to face in our waking lives. Or maybe, just maybe, there's something more to it. Maybe our ancestors were onto something when they believed that dreams were messages from beyond. After all, in the vast expanse of the universe, who are we to say what's possible and what's not? So tonight, as you drift off to sleep, pay attention to the stories your mind weaves in the darkness. Who knows? You might just unlock the secrets of the universe, or at least figure out why you keep dreaming about that giant talking banana. Sweet dreams, my fellow Oneiromancers. May your nights be filled with wonder, your dreams be vivid, and your interpretations be enlightening. And remember, in the world of dreams, anything is possible. So dream big, dream wild, and most importantly, dream on.